Oh. Oh, the fortress is Deca-Dence. Hello, fellow anime geeks! Welcome to another first impression video in this 2020 summer season, where I try every series premiere I can get my hands on in the hopes that I can give you guys a bit more information on everything coming out this season. As usual, I'll be organizing my thoughts by answering these 4 questions. Okay, today I tried Deca-Dence, which I was a little bit scared about because by the name it sounds like it could go totally ecchi, but no, not at all. This is just the name of the fortress in the anime. And last I checked, Mal was down, so I'm using life chart tags today, and they are action, adventure, and sci-fi. And for my take on the genre, I would wholeheartedly agree and say that this is a sci-fi action adventure. The first thing that came to mind when I saw the poster for this anime was that they were trying to emulate Shingeki no Kyojin with the strange movement apparatus, and after watching the first episode, I kind of feel the same way. Some of the movement and action scenes felt similar, and there's also the whole trope of humanity being wiped out and being reduced to living inside of the fortress walls as far as our characters are concerned. It also reminds me of the movie Mortal Engines in that the fortress itself is mobile and weaponized, or of a non-mecha Darling in the Franxx in that there's these monsters outside and people go outside of the fortress in order to fight them. Although I can't be sure because I couldn't really finish that anime since it was so unabashedly ecchi. And lastly, it also reminds me of one of my favorite post-apocalyptic movies, City of Ember, in that the children are assigned specific roles to help civilization function, there's some hidden agendas and actions being taken by the governing body, and there's a smart female protagonist who covets a specific job, but no one listens to her in the beginning. This first episode started in action, and we got to see a glimpse of our protagonist's backstory. Also later we got a good glimpse at the daily life inside of this fortress, the people and the systems that make it work, and we also got some mention of other races and hints about the robots, so that's hopefully another interesting plot point. In terms of originality, this does recycle a lot of tropes, but this first episode did a good job of tying us to the characters. I want to see what our female protagonist is going to accomplish, and I'm intrigued by our male protagonist's mysterious dealings. I also thought that using the school kids' recitation as exposition was a clever trick. And overall, I feel like this was just a good world introduction episode. And I do want to mention the art. It's not particularly jaw-dropping, but something about the character designs feels nostalgic to me, and yet the mood is also gritty, which reminds me of Cabaneri. I think the backgrounds have good textures. Alright, so is it worthwhile? Well, for me that's a yes. I really like my fantasy and sci-fi, but it's the second one this season that I'm a bit apprehensive about because I feel like this epic mixture of things can either turn out really awesome or just go totally wrong. Are they gonna keep up the comedy and likability and tie everything together with the good exposition and intrigue that they showed this episode? Or are all of these tropes just gonna be cobbled together in a weak narrative and eventually fall flat? I'm just gonna have to see. I'm hopeful though. And on that note, I'll catch you in the next video. Oh gosh, is that blood? Oh, oh, that's pretty disgusting. Today, today we are gathered. May I have the wing, please?
Marriage is what brings us together today.